Yeah, I'm of the view that the bigger question here when the debates between business, labor and government are held all happen outside the context of economic logic and reality. As much as the labor has to be flexible in the manner in which it is addressing its issues, the same approach is required of business and is also required of government.
In terms of South Africa and where we're going from here, given the fact that first quarter GDP came in at 1.3%, way below expectations, do you believe that we can recover that economic growth in the short term?
Definitely. In the case of KZN, as the MEC was saying earlier, you will realize that we are actually growing at the rate of 3.5, 3.7%. In fact, last year we touched a figure close to 4%. I really, truly believe that if government, business, labor and civil society begin to live the social compact, when they begin to live and commit truly to the economic policy objectives and goals and strategy in terms of how we should get to that 5-6% that we need so dearly, that can be achieved. In fact, if you look at the goals of the NDP, and in the case of KZN, we've taken the NDP and distilled it to come up with a provincial growth and development plan and strategy. We are certainly convinced that the 5-6% in KZN in particular will be attained not only in 2030, but 2020, 2022.
What do you believe about South Africa's competitiveness? Do you believe that we should deploy protectionist measures to get this economy kick-started, or is it all about a free market and open market environment?
If we decide to be less diplomatic about the issue of protectionism, America, China, India, they all go out to the world and preach their liberation out of the hassles of those issues. But the reality of the situation is that if you interrogate those economies closely, you still have some level of protectionism, but dressed differently. Let me give you an example. One of the reasons why the poultry industry and the beef industry is not competitive. If you look at Belgium, for example, the amount of subsidization and the aid that the government is giving to those industry is enormous. But again, the question is, can you really sustain this economy through subsidization? I think you need to begin to look at that issue of the flexibility of labor, look at the issue of the incentives, and try to strike some form of balance.